Hi everyone, my name is Usok Seo. This video summarizes the rationales behind design decisions I made for my infographic. As you already noticed, my infographic is about iPhone. Then, let's start with the visual potential. I think visual potential is a method to convey information with visualization. Just like writing or public speaking, the primary goal of visual potential is conveying the information or the message correctly to the audience. In addition, it is more complex than just simple pictures or portrait of an object. Every text, line, color, or even a dot on the display should have a visual potential that is meaningful for the information. For the next several slides, I will explain how I exploited 5 different displays on my infographic and how I emulate the visual language model for each display. First of all, the appearance display. I exploit the visual potential of appearance related to my topic by the icon. The circular rectangle with the Apple logo indicates the iPhone. I made it as simple as I can so that the audience can understand the topic of my infographic by just glancing at this appearance display. To emulate my visual language model, I use the same icon style that the model uses. The icons of the model have concentric border around the circle, and the logo inside the circle has blank color. I emulate this icon style on the Apple logo. As you can see here, there's the two concentric circle, and one of them has only the outer borders. And within inside of the circle, there's a logo which has a blank color. Here, blank color means the same color as the background. Next display is about numbers. For my infographic, I use two number displays. The first display is about market share of iPhone. I use the donut chart to show the percentage of the smartphone market in the States in September 2015. At first, I was not sure which one is better, a pie chart or a donut chart. Both of them were simple and straightforward to convey the message of overwhelming share of iPhone. In the end, I decided to use a donut chart since I used the realistic image of an iPhone charging cable to emulate my visual language model. A pie chart does not fit into the image of a charging cable. By using iPhone charging cable, I tried to make consistency with other iPhone-related images on other displays. For the chart, I used various colors just like the chart on the model. As you can see here, the chart has various colors. I also emulated the pointer style with the same brown lines and white circle. In addition, the shape of the cable emulates the repetition of circular shapes on the model. The second number display is about the cumulative number of iPhones sold worldwide. At first, I used an area graph to show the trend of cumulative sales. Although the area graph is simple and clear to represent the increasing trend of sales, it does not emulate both color and visual language model. I tried to find good images that can be replaced for the area graph. Therefore, I decided to use images of Apple with various sizes to represent the increasing sales. One of the worries that the audience might misunderstand is that the size of an image might be interpreted wrong, since the size of apples are not proportional. I will explain in detail about the encoding for this display later in the video. To emulate my visual language model, I use the realistic image of Apple. I try to emphasize the increasing trend of sales and using an image of basket of the apples in the last part, I try to highlight the number 1 billion. In addition, the circular shape of apple emulates the repetition of circle shapes on the model. Next display is the location. This display is about the worldwide locations of Apple Store. I try to emphasize the broad range of Apple Store locations throughout the whole world. At first, I tried to use an image of a flat paper to resemble the paper map on the surface of the desk. However, it was hard to make the same shadings with other displays. Therefore, I changed the image to look like a folded paper. On this display, only top 5 countries that have the biggest number of Apple stores are shown. Otherwise, the display would have been too crowded with the small countries with a small number of Apple Store. I use different colors for each country. Although some colors look similar, but their hue or saturation is different. I had experiments with using only one brown color for all countries and using color gradients based on the number of Apple stores. However, both of them did not work. First of all, when all countries were colored in brown, it did not convey the message of a broad range of countries since they looked all united. For the color gradient, it did not emulate both color and visual language model since there's no color gradients are used in the model. In fact, the visual language model does not have location display. So I had to emulate it by adapting the styles from other displays, such as the uses of a rear image and the shadings to make the object look from top. Next display is timeline. This display is about the timeline of iPhone since 2007. Since when the first generation of iPhone is released, new model has been released every year. To emulate my visual language model, I use the same pointer style. The visual language model has the constant style of pointer, a brown vertical line to point, and brown horizontal line to divide the sections for title and the value. In addition, I use the realistic image of earphone. I use the images of 2 different earphones. The image of newest earphone emphasizes a feature of newest iPhone 7. It does not have the earphone jack that our previous models have. Just like this. One of my concerns is that the audience might misinterpret the image of a wireless earphone since it is separated from the main flow of a timeline. However, I think this is not a big worry because they can follow the timeline by the date and they can easily know the wireless earphone is the newest iPhone and is a part of the timeline. The last display is relationship. This display is about how iPhones relate to any other smartphones. The display shows 4 categories of smartphones with different operating systems. The 3 main categories are represented by the logos. The first one is iPhone, second one is Android phone, third is Windows phone. The fourth category is others. I try to represent others group with 3 dots. To emulate my visual language model, I use the realistic images of smartphones. I try to use images of the backside of smartphone, since smartphones generally have their unique features on their backside. For instance, the colors, logo, cameras. These features are at or in backside of the smartphones. In addition, I added shadings under images of smartphones so that they look more realistic like those objects on the model. I also use the same icon style, which has concentric border around the circle, and the logo inside the circle has blank color. This icon style is similar to my appearance display. I use the images of iPhone with various colors to emphasize that the display is about iPhone, while I use the images of smartphones in black or white for other operating systems.